The wacky debate to decide California's fate. Our video of the day comes from the California gubernatorial debate. Let's take a look as they struggle to answer simple questions like, should truck drivers know how to read?
Mr. Steyer, where do you draw the line on this? Should language proficiency for truckers be strictly enforced, even if it means that some of them will probably lose their jobs? You have 60 seconds.
Look, I agree with what was said, which is we don't know the context of this stop. But what I can say is this: racial profiling is illegal. And in fact, picking on people based on the color of their skin in the state of California is illegal.
Oh, good point. Everyone knows it's impossible to learn a language if you're a different color. But really, Tom, lots of white guys can't speak English either. And who cares if they can't read street signs? Those are just suggestions anyway. And at least you're not racist when you get run over. Then there's the portly lunatic Katie Porter. Let's see how she's doing.
Ms. Porter, you've acknowledged that your interactions with an aide and with a reporter captured on videos which went viral were, in your words, a bad look, and that you could have done better. What have you done to address those concerns?
I apologized that day to that staffer 4 years ago. I'm proud that that staffer in that video and I continued to work together for 4 years following that incident. If somebody is treating you rudely, you should speak up. And that's what I did when I was being pushed again and again and again to kowtow, to give in and defend Donald Trump when he was engaged in despicable actions.
Well, I'm glad she's ready to put all that behind her, which is easy, considering the size of her ass. Of course, these candidates are being compared to the current governor, Gavin Newsom. Surely they have the foresight to distance themselves from his terrible record.
What grade would you give him on homelessness, and what, if anything, would you do differently? You have 60 seconds.
I'm a notoriously tough grader, but I would probably give him a B on homelessness.
Wow, by the way, I'd love to be in your class, Katie, if you get a B for what Gavin Newsom's done on homelessness. My goodness.
My goodness, indeed, Captain Stubing. Welcome aboard the new British love boat. This is my cruise director, crazy meat potato lady, whatever her name is. What's
Bueller Ballbreaker.
Yes, you know, okay, Winston, the only person that was making sense there was the Brit, Steve Hilton. Have you been following this?
I have been following this. I've had Steve on my show. He's a smart dude, and I just got to say, what happened to California? When I was a boy, we used to think of California. We thought of Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
Now I'm seeing Katie Porter. That's the new face. I think that symbolizes everything, doesn't it? But just on Gavin Newsom's record, which she rates a B.
Yeah.
In his time as governor, unsheltered homelessness has gone up 310%. He has spent $37 billion to achieve that.
Yeah.
And the state of California, which I think is about 14% of America population, accounts for something like 40% of homelessness in America.
Close to half or something.
That's a grade B. What's a grade C exactly? Like, how could that...
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Bubonic plague.
Yeah. Kennedy, it is clear to me that the Porter lady is doing some Ozempic, but it hasn't changed her sparkly personality.
Ozempic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's still hungry for violence.
Yeah.
And she's ready to pour scalding hot mashed potatoes on the scalp of any man who stands in her way. She hates anyone with a testicular sac. And it's not good. She's angry, she's vile, she's lizardine, and she has a saggy little ass. Which, you know, as a woman, I find, and I have a home in California.
Yeah.
These people are not addressing what Californians are really, really pissed off about. Steve Hilton is the only one who has been traversing the state, going to every single county. And he actually had a great answer last night. The moderator tried to stick it to him and say, you know, Donald Trump has endorsed you.
Do we have that?
Do we have it?
Yeah, let's have it. Yeah, let's have it.
Mr. Hilton, you said you were deeply honored to recently receive President Trump's endorsement. That's despite the fact that 62% of Californians disapprove of the job he is doing. Are those Californians wrong? You have 60 seconds.
One of the proudest days of my life was the day I became an American citizen. So it is a deep honor for me to be endorsed by the President of the United States. And here's the thing that's going to help every Californian when I'm governor, is that we will have a constructive relationship and partnership with the federal government.
He also went on and said a lot of other things that specifically addressed the problems that was not included in that soundbite.
Yeah, because you can't always, I mean, you got to show the idiocy. You have to show the incompetence because that is the California Democrat machine.
Yeah.
Like those numbskulls that are left on stage, they knew what a compromised pederast Swalwell was, but everyone endorsed him. The senators, the unions, you know, every major political figure knew what was going on with Swalwell. And no, he wasn't just flirty. He was an alleged rapist.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the fact that Steve Hilton is making sense, I don't think that is lost on voters. And that's why he's polling well, because he gives about the state.
I just got in from the producers that Ms. Porter gave Swalwell's flirtiness a B. Tyrus?
He didn't give her a D, though. Maybe that's why she's sad.
I want that just to sink in for a second. Well played. You know, I don't know, Greg. I don't know if I believe the potato story.
Yeah.
The idea of her throwing carbs doesn't make sense to me. I mean, she loves them. Her slogan is grits.
Yeah.
So you better watch out.
Yeah.
She's going to Al Green your ass. Oh, white people. But let's go back a minute to the old Biden impersonator who was asked, this is the problem, this is why politics, they're all corrupt. They play from the same page. It was very simple. They can't speak English, so they can't read the signs, and it's dangerous. And he was the one who brought up the color of their skin.
Yeah.
They didn't bring it up. He brought it up.
Yes.
So he's saying that it's the brown people that can't read signs. Mm-hmm. Not the thing. And that's what they do. And then all of a sudden, everyone around is like, oh, it's not me. Just like when I made the Al Green thing. They were like, well, I don't know. You know, it's just, they have to hold him to task. But the moderator's not going to do it because he's friendly.
Yeah.
And Katie's thing is she doesn't have a chance. No one's going to vote for her. Mm-hmm. They're going to end up voting for the billionaire because he's playing the game right. And our English guy, you know, his only mistake is he's got to start talking like Winston.
Yeah.
Because Winston does, when he makes a point, Winston gives you the, he's got to start moving when he talks. Like he needs to start being more, he needs to be more British because, you know.
I don't know, man. I was impressed by Hilton. Did you watch I mean, you're a Californian.
Yeah, exactly. I was cooking hot dogs for everybody outside the convention.
Yeah.
So, Hilton's great. He knows the policy inside and out. Hilton's got a brain, and that's obvious. Bianco's also another great one because he represents that law and order candidate. And remember, Prop 36 passed with 85% acceptance rate across the entire state of California. He's the law and order candidate. So I still believe we have a chance of having a Republican in 1 and 2, only because of these D-listers that are going up there and doing what they're doing. Because Californians are smart. There are actually really good people in California. None of them want to run for governor because of exactly the point you made in the A block, which is that it's a club. And once you get in the club, you're initiated. But if you ever get pulled out of the club, you're done. You're going on a pirate ship back to Somalia, even if you're from Greenland. So that's the problem.
That sounds like a fun club.
Yeah.
We had clubs like that when I was a kid.
All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.